I think people are very curious to know if Ariana has reached out.
No.
No, not at all, really. And
No.
that's surprising to me because you give so much context as to why you didn't reveal the infidelity when you found out about it, because it happened during the height of Scandival. And so if I were Ariana, I might feel compelled to reach out and check in, to know that you were going through so much during that time and that you had, in a way, made a sacrifice to sort of, I guess, protect her.
Yeah, I didn't want the narrative to be about me that season.
Yeah.
You know, everyone's like, oh, she always wants to make everything about her.
Right.
No, that moment still needed to be about Ariana, and I was trying to support her best I could while still doing my job, while trying to not hate Tom as much as I hated him, because then I would also have to keep hating my husband, and it's like, how do I release one and not the other? And I was struggling. That was one of the hardest years of my life, other than like the chapter I talk about getting bullied. Like genuinely, it was really, really tough for me. And I chose to keep that private, you know? So I don't expect anyone else to know when I'm a really good actress, because no one knew. My mom didn't know. My sister, no one knew. So I can't expect that she would have known. But also I just like look back, and there are moments where it was just her and I sitting there in like an awkward silence, because I'm like, I want to say something, but I just want you to ask. And also I'm like, you know, I can't, she had enough going on, so I can't put that on her. But yeah, I would think after this came out that people would reach out.
And also just for like the context of what you were saying right there, and that you described too, where you're like, you navigating Tom and everything going on, when you're like, guys, like, yes, this is a lot, but I got home. Like, you're like, you're like, yes, I'm upset for all of you guys, but like, I actually only give like semi because I'm dealing with like my home life.
Totally. Yeah. And with Ariana, there were moments where, you know, like I wanted to tell her, and then a year passed and I hadn't told her. And right before she was getting ready to leave for Love Island, I had reached out and sent a text, and I was just like, hey, you know, would love to see you. Like, I'd love to have you over to the new house. We had just moved in a couple months before, and didn't get a response. And that was when I was like, I want to tell her in person. And this was, I mean, a year ago. This was her first season on Love Island. Right. And just haven't had a moment with her since.
What was it like processing Brock's infidelity reveal on your own? Because you weren't telling anyone about it. Yeah,
it was really difficult to just keep that all in. That's why I did need to open up to just one person who wasn't family or like my publicist manager. Right. And I flew here to do Watch What Happens Live, and I met up with Nima, and we had dinner, and I told him he's just like my person. I trust him with everything. And I was like, I need someone who doesn't work for me, isn't related to the other party. I just need a person to give me some objective advice. And he was like, look, I support you if you stay. I support you if you leave. Just let me know what you need. And I was really thankful for him in that moment, because I needed someone, and I didn't know who I could trust.
Yeah. Now, your mom and your sister, you're very close with them. They're here in the studio right now. Hello, fam. When did you tell them about the situation? What was it like making that reveal, and how did they react?
So I made Brock tell my mom.
Ooh, okay.
All
okay.
right.
As you
like,
should.
you did it.
Ooh, okay, yes.
Okay.
But she found out about a year ago. It was a year and a half after I knew about it. So enough time had passed that we had processed it. We're in therapy and all of that. But the day after I was here and my book sold, there was a leak on a blog site about Chapter 16.
Whoa.
And still only 3 people knew, but also the person I collaborated on this book with. So it's not my person on my team of 12 years. It's not my best friend. It's not my sister-in-law. Process of elimination. And then all of a sudden she had a mental health crisis, had to step away from the book, starts tweeting all of this about me but not saying me. And it was a crazy situation.
What?
That
did we find a new collaborator, or
yes,
how'd the
we
work
did.
been? Okay, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Who knows what an NDA is? Correct.
Yes,
God. Okay.
exactly.
Wait, and you were saying at the talk yesterday at the 92nd Street Y that you had sold the book without necessarily divulging every detail of the affair. And there was kind of a moment where you were like, maybe I don't have to write this chapter.
The book sold the next day. Like they wanted to take it off the table. And so I was like, oh my gosh, they want this book so bad. And there's just a vague description of what this chapter might look like in the proposal. Yeah. And so I was like, maybe we don't have to put it out. Maybe we just lie through our teeth till the day we die. If this, pops back up, we just say, no, that's not true. That's so crazy. And people will probably believe us. Mm-hmm. But when that blind item came out, I didn't know how far it was going to get. Yeah. So I told Brock, I go, my mom, sorry to call you out, but she follows a lot of those, Instagram
she wants
accounts
to be in
and
the
stuff.
Know. Yeah, that's fair.
So I'm like, for all I know, like one of those accounts is going to pick it up. Then my mom's going to see and be like, this crazy shit. And I'm like, actually, it's true. Yeah. Uh-huh. So I was like, go call her right now.